Hello, everyone, and welcome to this self awareness series. My name is Dr. Mary Meduna-Gross, and I am your host for this series. I am a leadership coach and a human optimizer. And in this series, we are exploring the unconscious survival strategies that high performers rely on, especially under stress. Why? Because the first step to powerful leadership and real alignment isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more aware of how you operate internally. And so, in this episode, we're going to be talking about hyper-vigilance, that quiet but constant inner scanning that many of us think is just being responsible or staying ahead of the game. In reality, it's a survival habit and it's draining your energy. So let's talk about what this hypervigilance really looks like in real life, because it often hides in plain sight. You might hear in your own dialogue or in conversations with people around you things like, I just want to be prepared for anything, or I just don't want to get my hopes up, or I can't relax until I know everything is handled. I like this. It's not anxiety, it's just how I stay on top of things. Or maybe I've always been the responsible one, or I just don't trust things if they feel too easy. Do any of these statements resonate with you? If you believe I don't trust things when they feel too easy, do you realize what that means? That means you won't allow yourself to experiencing anything easy because you can't trust it. That is why this self-awareness habit is so critical, to get to these beliefs that maybe on some level make sense, but are really at the core of what's holding us back. So all of these are examples of socially accepted ways of expressing this habit of hypervigilance. We normalize it, we reward it, we even build our identities around it. But I suspect you already know that underneath that identity is a nervous system on high alert, constantly bracing for what might go wrong. And this comes to us at a cost of tension, fatigue, difficulty sleeping, shallow breathing, difficulty experiencing joy. Because even when life is fine, it doesn't feel safe to soften. So is it really fine? Now, in this series, I've been talking about engaging in self-awareness at two different levels. Level one is just an observational level. Level two, it really starts to dive in deeper into the core beliefs behind the experience. And so let's talk about this level one, this gentle self-awareness, this just observation. So in this state of gentle observation, it's not about fixing anything. It's not about labeling anything. It's not about judging anything. Nobody's doing anything wrong. Just notice what is happening. When do you start to notice that you are in a scanning mode or that you're bracing for that shoe to fall? Are there particular situations that bring this up for you more often? And conversely, are there situations where this is never an issue for you? I know that when my husband and I have had these conversations, one things we notice is that when we're on vacation, we're not in this hypervigilant state at all. We really are in the moment and just ready to take whatever comes next. But somehow, as soon as we come home, it's easy to get back into this hypervigilant state. I use that as an example to think about when are the times when you're not in this state, because that's going to be resourceful to you as well. And another thing that you just might observe at this level is just where do you feel this in your body? We're so much in our heads. We're always thinking about something and we avoid feeling it. And so I encourage you to give yourself permission to feel what this is, even if it doesn't feel like what you think it's supposed to feel. Just observe what you feel. Again, without judgment, just see what's there, because whatever you're not doing it wrong. Right? This is how your body learned to survive. And it's the first step to really shifting is simply seeing this pattern for what it is. Because when you can name it, there I go again, I'm being hypervigilant. That means you can create the space between you and this habit. This is that level one of self-awareness. Now, if you're ready to move on to a level two, a little bit deeper, coming a little bit closer to yourself, at level two, The next thing we start to explore is understanding the belief systems behind the habits. Every behavior is rooted in a belief system. So, here are a few questions that will help you gently reflect on what you notice when you notice hypervigilance kicking in. So, the first question that you might ask yourself is, what am I feeling right now? Again, where do I feel this in my body? It could be your big toe, it could be your knee, it could be your ear. It doesn't matter where it is, just where is it? And what does this sensation remind me of? Because something, whatever triggered you or for you to believe that you needed to be in this hypervigilant state, it's going back to a time when you had to be in this hypervigilant state. So, what was happening the first time that you can remember feeling like this, whatever this is for you? What did you learn from that experience about safety, about trust or control? And then ask yourself, is this belief still true for me today? So, again, those questions: what am I feeling right now? Where do I feel this in my body? What does this sensation remind me of? And what was happening the first time that I felt this way? And what did I learn from this experience about safety or trust or control? And the last question: is this belief still true for me today? Now, often what you're going to find is that hypervigilance is rooted in a younger part of you that learned that if I relax, something bad is going to happen. By meeting that belief with presence, you begin to dissolve it, not by force, but through attention, compassion, and awareness. Remember, hypervigilance is not your identity. It's a nervous system adaptation and one that has helped you survive, but it's also keeping you from truly thriving. But here's the good news. Every time you gently notice this habit, every time you breathe and listen and ask what it's trying to protect you from, you're shifting out of that survival strategy and into energy alignment. And that's the path that we're on in this series, because it's not about doing more. It's about becoming more aware of what's already happening and choosing to respond accordingly. If this episode has resonated with you, I invite you to please ask questions for clarification in the comments. Was anything unclear? Did this bring up anything for you? If you've actually practiced this, what came up for you in your practice? Whatever came up for you, it's easy to judge as, oh my gosh, that is really crazy. Nobody else is going to have these crazy thoughts. I promise you, we all have them. So be willing to share whatever it is that came up for you so that we can normalize this part of the experience as well. I also want to remind you, please subscribe to this channel so that you won't miss the next episode. And if you'd like to experience what it feels like to shift your internal state in real time, join me for a special LinkedIn live meditation on May 22nd, 1 p.m. Central Time on May 22nd. We're going to explore how to relax this nervous system's grip and allow space for alignment to emerge. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and keep listening inward. I'll see you soon.